So now the stream is live, and I'm starting a recording so I can upload it in better quality. We're back, and we're in a virtual set. Myself here zoomed out, and Mr. Linson in the background here from Linson.
You did a phenomenal job on that. You did really proud of you.
Well, we're just getting our sort of we're just getting our feet in the water, and it's going to be good eventually. So, but it's working out really well so far. So, how are things?
Things could not be better. I, stuck to retired John Malloy, who was at the last 7 years executive producer of 2 hours Fast Money a Day, created the Noon Show and the Fast Money Show, which is kind of what StockTwits is, 24/7 people, hobbyists and stock market lovers talking about the market. And before that, he ran the U.S. stock desk at Bloomberg. So we've got some experience finally around media, and I'm get to be chairman and think about the brand and about everybody who wants to do this type of stuff like yourself. I think I helped push you towards setting this up, and you've done a great job.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this wouldn't have happened, I think, without us just, I mean, we started, in London about 6-7 months ago. And,
yeah, what? I'm now addicted to, I had one cigarette with you, now I smoke 3 a day.
Don't say that. My parents are watching. No, but it started out, I don't know if people know, like me and you were out drinking, and it changed my life, really. So,
thank you. But we had a good time. That was a great party. Now, what is up with our friends? They've become the new scapegoats. Have you talked to them at all?
No. Well, I work with, I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Yeah, no, sorry. But
no, but you know how it is. But, no,
Wall Street is a crazy place. Wall Street is a crazy place.
But
so
it really is, and we had some tops, and you wrote a blog, and did I misread you, or are you seeing tops now?
No, I mean, I definitely, we're seeing an incredible market in the sense that, and I wrote about it today, is that it's very hard to tell. The trend is up, right? You had this massive, I just finished writing it this morning. We had this massive uptrend. There's a chart that I had on my blog. I'm going to pull it up.
I can pull it up for you.
Okay, you can pull it up. That shows the massive outflow of bonds into stocks in the middle of last year, June and July. Record. Now, we have to apply the fact that the Fed's been jerking globally. The monetary policy is easy, so the numbers are always going to be skewed now going forward because there's so much money sloshing around. But there was global record inflows into stocks in June and July. The risk on trade, which, everybody said, well, that's the top, right? If every mom and pop is coming in the market, and we had a phenomenal run that ensued from July through the end of the year, relentless, really. The VIX dropped to 10. And then in January, just when everybody started getting really comfortable, we have a quick pullback. And last night I saw a chart shared by Kimball that showed a record outflow out of stocks and a record inflow into bonds. So I see stuff like that, and I'm like, everybody's so connected in these markets.
Yeah.
That's the VIX. You can see we were on borrowed time. That spread between the white and the red line are the spread between where the S&P was running and the drop in volatility is the white line. So you're just getting this massive spread. Okay, so you're living on borrowed time. Doesn't mean that spread doesn't continue in perpetuity, but it's just odds are that spread is going to narrow over time, and if not cross at some point. So, do we have a top? No, but did we have a great warning shot that people were reminded that there is risk in owning paper? Yes. And what's interesting about yesterday was so much fear after a tiny sell-off in stocks. Listen, no doubt Twitter down 30% on earnings is not a small move, right? That's a $10 billion move. And you think about a 6-year-old company $10 billion move in a six-year-old company is not something to sneeze at. But at the same time, Netflix continues on to all-time highs. Facebook continues on to all-time highs. So I think there's money that just is both flighty, is underinvested in risk, and that these markets are so global now for Facebook, whether it's China coming here or us going there for Twitter, Facebook, Netflix, the opportunities are so large. These analysts have no clue about the valuations. And I wrote today saying I never really believed in the efficient market hypothesis because stocks are rarely fairly priced. They're either overvalued or undervalued. But now that you add in mobile phones and you add in the social web and you add in this global phenomenon, and you are going to have these crazy, you may have these periods of low volatility, but you're going to have these incredibly high volatile moves as everybody's talking to each other. And everybody panics very quickly, and everybody's now connected by a cell phone as a data point. So you could have these flash crashes like we've seen over 3-4 days, 5-6% in global markets. And you're going to have to learn how to read the moods a little better. So I don't think it's too hard to call a major top a trend top, but I think people needed to be reminded. And luckily, so far, the markets have rebounded nicely for those people. And if you really got scared here, markets have a way of doing this. If you really got scared, you got a chance today to relieve and sell some stock. If you really felt like you were over your head and you were on margin and you really didn't know what you were doing and you're happy to have made some money, the market generally gives you 1 or 2 chances to save yourself. And this could be one of those times. So you really got to use these time of periods to kind of readjust your portfolio and see how much risk am I really willing to take, because I just got the shit scared out of me with a couple of my stocks that dropped 30%. So that hopefully is the short answer to how I feel about the market here. I'm long. I'm like 30 to 40% long in model portfolios. I'm always a little conservative. But it was nice to be watching most of the downfall from the sidelines and get stopped out. And now we're looking for new ideas, as we always are. We're always looking for ideas.
It's so nice to have you back. I just realized it. I didn't realize how much I need these conversations. I'm not joking now. I mean, now I'm in this virtual set and you're hovering behind me here. But
That's really cool. So who helped you the most get this set up? How do you do this? So tell people how you really... you wanted to do this, so tell people how you do this.
Elbow grease. It's a lot of work. It's incredibly convoluted. There's a lot of wires and converters, and so I had a couple of consultants. I had an investor, so I have a co-owner out of Geneva, and basically you're taking a leap. So what we're doing now is we're just the first little step, and so we're working on some huge distribution deals. And we're working on honing the product that we want to see. So right now it's a couple of shows that's really working, a couple of shows under development that's working 50%, and there's a long list of stuff coming in. So we're already having people hitting us up to want to work on our platform. So hopefully it's gonna work. So I don't know. I just like to do this, and it's fun, and I don't watch TV, but I want to watch this kind of TV, so that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, especially with, like we always said, with people watching the stream all day, if we can put a couple hours a day together of really interesting market talk, it's hard to compete with a Reuters desktop or a Bloomberg desktop, so that's not the goal. The goal is to give the average person some enjoyable understanding of what's happening in the markets, at least when I'm chatting. Because I'm trying to talk this stuff through for myself. I mean, I have a large portfolio, and a lot of people asking what we're doing, and I love the market. So this is kind of simple. How's the winter been there in Norway?
It's not like New York, that's for sure. We've been okay now. It's already raining away, so it's and I hear you have eerily warm weather there, don't you?
It's been an eerily warm. We finally got some rain the last 2 days in San Diego, California. It has not had rain here, but it was eerily warm until about a week ago.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting a bit of fall weather in February. So the winter's over here, and it'll be weird to see December, January, they're really, 50 to 60 degree months, and we had 70-degree weather. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't even 2-degree difference; it was 10 to 15-degree difference for a month and a half. So it's that'll have its effect on the markets too, as
You think so?
Well, yeah, I think the winter in New York has really screwed up a lot of stuff, from travel to some shopping for some big brands. I mean, it was that bad, but it was so good in California, who knows? But then again, the lack of water here in California will lead to all kinds of other excuses. So it should be interesting earning calls over the next earning call. See who blames weather. They like to blame weather. People like to blame.
Yeah, the NFP today, they blamed weather, didn't they? Everyone was expecting that anyway. We
Who was
were, no, but I mean BLS or whoever, economists or someone blames weather.
Yeah. And so what has been on you? What has caught your eye here about the markets?
You know what? And that's why I say it's nice to have you back, because I've been thinking, it's like I've been in my own head and it's been, it's what I liked about our chats. I just want to continue on. It's kind of in the same vein, and what I liked about our chats is because it gave me a completely different perspective on the financial world. It's like this, like utterly optimistic and all the opportunities and everything you can do. And once you're here in Oslo, you see people expecting a bloodbath in the rig sector. Like oil is, people are like weirdly obsessed about oil. But the one thing that's I'm thinking a little bit about is just gonna pull him up next to your face, and this guy.
Yeah, exciting.
I think it is. I mean, from an investor point of view, what do you think it's gonna do?
I was watching, obviously I get to I get to talk to a lot of people and listen in to some conversations. People in the enterprise space are nervous and happy, right? Like it depends how swashbuckling he wants to be. I mean, he sent out a tweet that he won't, that he's going to tweet. We were excited to find out, the few people that he follows StockTwit, so obviously he likes the markets on Twitter. So, and we do business with Microsoft, StockTwit. So, and then he went and cut that $15 million data deal right away with Foursquare, which in America people have been writing off for the last 3 years. So I don't know. I think it's all about the enterprise, right? Like he has to take some chances. Skype was a bold move, was probably Ballmer's boldest move. They've done a good job with Azure, and so. What can they do? I mean, I think they could be the Yahoo of this year, in the sense that they have this amazing cash flow. He probably has somewhat of a carte blanche to do what he wants. He's the opposite of Ballmer. He's a technology guy, and he's been at Microsoft forever.
Yeah.
So he understands the cloud.
But that kind of scares me a little bit. It's been there forever, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen. It's not a sure thing.
No.
But I think it would probably be hard to bring in an outsider with the culture of Microsoft. That sideways chart that we're looking at.
Yeah.
And I'm long, and I can't give you a complete thesis. I mean, the catalyst is change, and work for a country, the United States. Whether he delivers on that change, the stock could easily be in the low 50s, high 40s. In a strong market, if he spends the cash properly and he focuses on the right things. But I think they're gonna take some chances. Yeah. I got to think that they're not going to stay relevant if they don't take chances. I mean, they're way behind in phone.
Yeah, they should just quit phone, just sell the scraps of Nokia. That's my opinion. Sell and just focus all on business. Because I'm looking at businesses that use Microsoft products, and it's all about Outlook, really. So Outlook is the glue that keeps everyone in the Microsoft sphere, and then you just add on, and you have subscription models. It's a great business. Why do they have to lose billions on phones? Or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I mean, I don't even know if the market's punishing Apple right now for being in the phone business in a way, right? Because they're not going to get a growth multiple. Numbers are contract or growth is slowing. So I don't disagree with you there. I doubt they out innovate Google. Google's got software and now thinking through hardware. They've got a huge head start on Microsoft. You would know more about Nokia than me, but I haven't had a Nokia product for 8 to 10 to 12 years. So why would I switch? I
Yeah.
mean, they'd have to jumpstart something. And then Apple, it's quite obvious that Apple's working on some kind of wearable product, and it'll probably be more in the lines of a Live Strong product than a watch product. It'll be more in the sense of, oh, hundreds of millions of people wear this band or a pin or something on their arm. I don't think it'll be a watch so much about fashion. It'll be an extra wearable. So I don't see how Microsoft fits into that unless they, go acquire a box, .net before it gets public or a Dropbox. So there's a lot of interesting stuff they could do that would be around your Outlook idea, which would lock people down and get them on a subscription model. And they could start thinking about improving the products to their enterprise customer rather than competing in every field and being this glob of a consumer company, which Apple seems to have his hands full being and already had a head start there. So but that's the opportunity. That's why I think people will latch onto the stock. Now, if the market drops, all bets are off, and they're going to have to really execute because we've had good wind at our back for the Yahoo turnaround, whatever we call it, and the acqui-hires and the acquisitions. And so you need a good market at your back no matter what. And right now, Microsoft has one, so they better do something.
But is it a turnaround at Yahoo? Isn't that just the Chinese? Isn't that just Alibaba?
No, but I mean, she's been given the market's allowed them the free. If the market wasn't good, Alibaba wouldn't be valued at what it's valued
Oh,
at.
no, no, no. I meant the turnaround.
There's no turnaround. You can't turn around a portal in a world of apps and search. We're in a world of voice recognition, probably. We're in a voice of data. Yeah. We're in a voice of real-time search. We're in a world of search, and we're in a world of mobile.
Remember the first thing we talked about?
Yahoo products. I don't.
Remember the first thing we talked about on the first or second show?
Was what?
What's going to be the biggest company in the world?
Yeah, what did I say?
Google. I think we agreed on it, actually. It was your 95% you and then 5% me.
Yeah, I'm still very long Google.
I've
sold some at 900. I sold some at 12 just before earnings. I flipped it around a few times, but I've been staying long. I think Google is being rewarded on multiple fronts.
Yeah.
It's had many chances to sell off. Should have sold off after earnings just because it had such a great run. I don't think anybody's figured out how to value them, and as long as Larry Page is confident and Sergey, and as long as they're running confident and not scared, I think the market's scared of them and will give them the multiple that they deserve. In the meantime, Google's got free will to take a lot of risk, and that's what I'm saying. That's what Microsoft needs to do. Is they have a $37 stock and all this cash and all this cash flow. The market's saying you better fucking do something, or we're going to shut this valuation down. Google's doing stuff with that. Time will tell. Listen, if they spend this money wildly and poorly, Google will suffer. This is common stock we're talking about. So, I mean, it's based more on emotion than anything else and mood. The fundamentals are hard to back into these numbers. But, the market loves Google. The market's giving Microsoft the benefit of the doubt. And the market has helped Yahoo double in price because of Alibaba. There's nothing that I feel Yahoo's done to earn that double or triple based on execution. Now, Tumblr's supposedly a fantastic product. I don't use it, so I don't know how great it is. Do you use Tumblr?
Yeah, I just started. I actually quit. I used the paid service, and I quit it because Tumblr was executing better than the paid service. And that was like a really luxury, and Tumblr is great.
So there you have it. It's a great product. No one's ever denied that it's a great product. It has its niche in between Twitter and WordPress as the publishing platform.
I like WordPress as well. I mean, I prefer those two over almost anything. It's so lightweight and just works.
Yeah, WordPress. I've been using WordPress for 7, 8 years, so I don't know why I would switch, and I don't know my Tumblr password. But I'm saying, so Yahoo's made one big bet, and that's Tumblr.
Yeah.
Portal business. They want to be a media company. Good. I mean, I'd still rather own Disney or CBS than Yahoo. I don't trust any of the metrics that any of these people use to measure web traffic to give themselves number one or number two score. I vote by what people around me are using, and I don't know a family member or an extended family member that uses a Yahoo product other than maybe Yahoo Finance or maybe the weather app.
Yeah.
So, and obviously sports. They have a great franchise around sports, so certain verticals, and they have the Alibaba asset. So we'll see how that goes over the next year. But I think if I had a choice between Microsoft and Yahoo at today's prices, I'm going to take Microsoft.
Yeah, but you were at CES this year, weren't you? You didn't seem too impressed, and you saw. Did you go to the Marissa Mayer thing?
No,
Because that was pretty good, actually. The press conference.
well, she's an amazing personality or an amazing leader for that company.
Yeah.
And just by doing nothing, it seems like it went well. And people love Katie Couric. So again, I'm not a media. I mean, I don't own Disney. If I was going to own media stocks, I'd own Disney. I'm an investor in Alley Insider. I'm obviously we run StockTwits.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
That's an interesting story, by the way.
What's that?
Alley Insider.
He's kicking butt.
Oh, I'm so bullish Business Insider. I just love this. I mean, they've managed to turn around so quickly and become such an important. I would say they're more important than Wall Street Journal, FT, any of these guys. They have more market impact.
Well, I was the first investor back in 2007.
Yeah.
And it's not been easy for Henry, and I'm privy to some financials, but I can say that the company's had a wicked 2013.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not a Wall Street Journal Financial Times person, so obviously then I'm not an Alley Insider user, but I'm a fan. So you find, yeah, I mean, if I click on a Financial Times article, first of all, I'll never do it anymore because they don't know how to use social and everything's behind the paywall. It's nothing but spam links to paid stuff. So there's not even anything good free. So the social web they've been run over by.
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal, the same thing. So I don't see, people give Henry a lot of shit about quality or whatever, but at the same point, oh, good job, dude, live editing. At the same time, Henry's fucking delivering, and he's partnered with Jeff Bezos. So it's a great American story. Listen, he was hated, and now he's back.
Oh, but he's a nice guy, and you get far from being a nice guy. Remember we had him on, and I was like everyone else. I've been skeptical to the Business Insider thing because you have all the legacy stuff with the what do you call it, the slideshows and all that.
Just putting out buy orders, but hating the stock. Just a little bit of that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he was in that world. I mean, but he's a brilliant guy, and I really do genuinely like him.
And his nemesis, Felix Salmon, who works for Reuters, is a funny writer too. He's become more. I'm pretty sure he'll end up at Alley Insider based on the chat that they both had on your show. It's quite obvious that Felix, as soon as Henry can afford a guy like Felix, would love to have Felix writing for Alley Insider, and a guy like Felix would love to be writing on a non-paywall site where he could banter and be a troublemaker. So I wouldn't take stock advice from either guy, but no, I wouldn't. Like, I don't care what they're thinking about stocks, but that doesn't matter in the Alley Insider world. Wall Street Journal, I wouldn't take any reporters' advice either. So I'm very bullish on Alley Insider. He seems to have gotten over the hump, as they say.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen the financials and the growth metrics, and people wish that they had what he was cooking.
What don't they have 37? I think I did it off the top of my head. 37 million. I think they have uniques.
Hang on, I'll do it. I just got an update. So let me
It's pretty sick numbers. I mean, imagine when when you start fiddling with that model?
Henry is. I will. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I mean, the unique users are just opening it up here. The unique monthly users are well over 40 million.
That is so insane number. Imagine what you can do with 40 million uniques and what they're doing now, but the potential of that is almost like mind-boggling.
Yeah, he's a lot smarter than me, media-wise. So let me just think here of the numbers. So I'm just going to pull up the ComScore numbers because I have them somewhere.
Yeah.
Because StockTwits is about to break into the top 10.
What's your numbers?
Hang on.
Is that like official numbers or is that something you...
Yeah, well, ComScore. I mean, I don't know if you trust ComScore. Not that I trust them. You know, Yahoo Finance is at the top. But, you know, most of their, I would say 30 to 50% of their traffic is personal finance, like credit card and rates and shit. So if you take that out of Yahoo Finance, I mean, Ali Insider is in the top 4 financial sites. You know, I think surpassing Wall Street Journal in terms of unique monthly visitors. So pretty wicked. You got to take your hat off to them.
Yeah.
And
Obama reads it.
so I think he's changing the face of how people consume media. And obviously BuzzFeed's coming after that too. So it'll be an interesting 2014. BuzzFeed's serious about business.
BuzzFeed is serious, but they're also a little bit more maybe on a little too creative with ads. I don't know if I like the integrated.
Especially around finance. Yeah, I don't know if I would like that. So who knows? I mean, but BuzzFeed's
But it's cool.
ambitious.
I love that they're doing it. I'm just not agreeing with everything.
Yeah, no, I don't read any of it. So again, like I look for people that I trust that actually.
I do actually read Business Insider. That's the one thing possibly one of the only websites I open.
Well, you're a geek around around economics.
Yeah.
And wonky stuff, and Ali Insider caters to some of that, and political stuff. I'm not into any of that.
Yeah.
Unless it's behavioral economics, I could care less. Regular economics. Krugman was on Jon Stewart, just an idiot. Can't stand that guy. And yesterday he was on talking about Obamacare, like as if he knew anything, as if anybody understands Obamacare. Nobody understands Obamacare. But yet Krugman, an economist, is chiming in with his opinions on it instead of like really understanding the economics of all this stuff. It's impossible to really understand the economics of it. AOL was complaining that some babies are costing them millions of dollars, so they're cutting back on benefits. So it'll take years to really see the true what Obamacare and stuff wreaks on the financial system, if it's good or bad. That stuff doesn't interest me, other than it affecting the companies that I've invested in directly. That's what I care about, and I haven't heard a complaint.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like what do you call that? It's like a fake controversy almost. I mean, it is a controversy.
I'm an investor in 100 startups, and I haven't seen one email out of the thousands that I get on a yearly basis saying we have an Obamacare problem. No, I haven't. I mean, I truly haven't.
Are you invested in 1,000 startups?
No, 100, but I get thousands of emails from the founders and with problems or opportunities, and none of them have said, hey, we have this weird Obamacare problem. So if the odds are...
That's a great anecdote.
Well, it's a data point. Like, I mean, why aren't I hearing about the nightmares of it? I'm sure my costs are going up, but they were going to go up anyways. So I don't have enough data points to prove how bad it is yet for me. I broke 2 fingers, and I went to the hospital in Coronado, and nothing changed. I got great service. I probably got billed up the wazoo, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't get my fingers fixed because of Obamacare, or oh my God, I got to sell my house because of Obamacare. I don't have that data. I mean, I've heard the website doesn't work, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fake controversy, that the website.
Fake controversy. It's just one of those stalemates. Okay, buddy. So next week we'll bring some
we have to do this more, and we have to get drunk, and I mean, I've been working around the clock now for about 48 hours, so I'm completely wiped now. So no
Yeah,
alcohol for me.
we're caught up. What's the app of choice these days in Oslo? What are people talking about?
I guess it's Tinder. That's what people are talking about. That is a phenomenon.
Well, you're single, so I
But are
mean,
you
so
on Tinder? That's what everyone is talking about.
yeah. Well, here it seems to be the geeks are talking about Whisper and Secret, which are
What is
like
that?
they're so over my head and so dumb I don't even get it.
What is it?
Uh,
I've never heard of either of them.
well, you anonymously get to share your problems.
What?
So it's just exactly. So so again, America's way ahead of everybody else in making people say, "What? Huh?" So don't worry about it yet, because you're still catching up on Tinder, and that's a much more important
No, but
app.
it's like that's what people are talking about. I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of hours ago, and he was telling me a story about Tinder. This is Secret or whatever it's.
You know what would scare me if you pulled up Tinder and I was on that front of that. That was,
That's no good.
yeah, there's Whisper. There's Whisper.
I don't know. I don't get it. So you share.
Some homework. That's what everybody's talking
So
about.
this is like Snapchat for secrets, or
Yeah, exactly.
such a
So it's
weird
like,
product.
what's that?
But I didn't know you invested in that many firms. Is that can you do you have a hit rate? Is it a good business?
Angel investing is a terrible business.
Is it?
You
Oh.
do it, you do it in a portfolio basis to learn and build your network, and hopefully you get a couple home runs. And
Yeah.
luckily for me, I have. But I don't think it's generally a good business to invest in startups. I think America's enamored with the idea of, oh, I'll be an angel investor. I think it's better for the economy than buying six Porsches, which is what George Bush wanted us to do, and Clinton before him. So I think from an economic standpoint, it could replace university. I mean, it's a whole nother show, but like, why would I want my kids to go to university if I built this network for them as an angel investor,
Yeah, exactly.
and they can go get an internship at a great startup and learn about life that way, instead of saddling them with 100K of debt coming out of a half decent state school. It makes no sense. The system
Yeah.
here is broken. I think angel investing, if it does what it's supposed to do, will fix a lot of that around internships and getting people actual qualified experience instead of debt. So, but as a business, don't let anybody tell you it's a very hard business. You have got a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Uh, it's been a bull market, so I've been lucky, and we've had some home runs. But in a bear market, I mean, you're talking about probably 1% to 10% hit rate, and that can't never be a good business.
It's great. I love your point on schooling. I've been saying that for a while now. I would rather people do startups or at least do schooling for fun and do startups for your future.
This is where America's ahead. We've been doing the startup scene much faster, so we're going to go through this cycle, and we're going to realize that not everybody should start a startup, but everybody should probably work for a startup, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of entrepreneurs versus entrepreneurs. So as Europe and the rest of the world catches on to this startup scene, America will be further ahead. Probably go through a cycle of hell. We've gone through a few small ones, but a real cycle of hell where nothing can get funded as we figure out the next great thing. But all these kids will come out with experience and realize, well, I don't really want to be an entrepreneur, so I'll be a better employee for the asshole that I go work for under Obamacare. So, so it all has a way of working itself out. Now, in Norway, you just think everything's bad. We understand that. But in the United States, I like to think that these all happen for a reason. But
Yeah.
universities got to get disrupted. It's so broken. I loved university because my parents paid for it, but I don't think I would love it now.
No, it's
if
the
I,
great time. There's no question. But everyone's there, so you're learning the same thing as everyone else. How good can that be?
It's terrible. I didn't learn anything then. It was a great social experience.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. And people focus so much on schooling. Anyway, it's a great sentiment to leave people on. Do startups. That's what I'm doing.
That's what you're doing. You're doing a great job. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week.
Yeah, about the same time on Friday. Promise to bring
Yep.
Scotch. You have to bring it to the office as well. And
Yeah.
will you
Probably
be...
in the new studio with better
Ooh.
quality and everything by then
That's
too.
cool. That's very cool. Okay, it's so nice to have you back, and let's not do it like a break for another month.
No, we're on.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, buddy.
Okay,
Cheers.
bye. That is it for our live stream this week, and we're back on Monday. Working a lot of cool stuff.